I'm saying get in here, like, but I'm live, but this is not actually like available to the public. I'm sorry if you hear the lawnmower. They should be done soon. I saw them up the block and I was like, shit, they're gonna be recording while they're gonna be mowing the lawn while I'm recording. Okay. So I look good, so I'm gonna close this. I was just checking my gate. Oh, one thing I need to do. I don't know if you guys ever remember me saying this, but like, I don't know if I've ever said it in a Taurus reading. Hold on, I'm gonna explain why I'm doing this. I just need to see this on screen. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I have in the past, I make sure you're watching this on like the highest resolution, just, you know, because I know I'm live streaming this, so quality is not as perfect as it normally is. So just make sure you turn up your resolution. Okay, anyway, so a lot of times when I'm recording, I have a big on light. I have lights of lights, but in front of me, I'm in front of my desk, I only have one. Now it's a, I don't know how to call it. It's an umbrella light. So this huge light that is reflecting off of a gold film to cast a really bright light on me, which is great. But if I have a lot of videos to do, that light after a few hours is really aggressive on my eyes, and my contacts seem to feel like they dry out, and it just gets harder and harder and harder and harder. So I have a lot of videos to get done today because it's been really difficult to get the June forecast done energetically, but they're gonna get done today. They're gonna get done today. So anyway, what I did is I took a hack. It's not really a hack. It's just what other people do in like content creation and film. Basically put up a white sheet in front of a light source. People do that to create a softer white light for whatever they're doing. And I might continue to do this going forward because I've always wanted to have like a very like moody vibe in my content, but I haven't always been able to, I won't say I haven't been successful. It's just, I won't bore you guys with lighting. So anyway, I needed to check to make sure that you guys can see the cards still, even with this basically white sheet in front of me, just to kind of give me a little bit of a, just to create a less harsh light. That's really all that I did. But you guys can still see me. I'm still happy. So great. Okay. Now, let's get into your reading. So if you want to check out all my offerings, babe, everything you need to know is in the description below. But we got a lot to get through this month, so let's go ahead and jump in. All of your cards are shuffled, so we're just going to hit everything one by one, okay? Drop some comments below if anything I say resonates with you. You already know how this goes, hopefully, if this is not your first reading with me. If you don't know how this goes, feel free to go to any of my other forecasts. I usually explain what we're going to get into, but we're literally just going to jump right in. And I just realized that what I didn't do is I didn't get your jumper for your Oracle card of the month. We're using the Energy Oracle cards this month. What we're doing. So what do you have for Taurus for the month of June? Oof, too many. Well, it's too many. It's too many, Spirit. Spirit gave me 3. Okay, I have received this. Okay, I'll have to read the upright and reverse position of that one because it flipped out. It was upright, but it flipped out reverse. Anyway, whatever. Let's go ahead and jump in, Taurus. Current self is 6 of Cups. You may be feeling very reflective, reminiscent of the past as you're watching this at the beginning of June. 6 of Cups represents friends, families, things from your past, revisiting people, places, circumstances, projects from your past, okay? Sometimes the 6 of Cups is about forgiveness. It is about apologies and reconciliation oftentimes. So that might be where you are. Theme of the month is 10 of Swords, endings and defeat. I don't know why, Taurus. Like, I just feel like, why are you always going through this? I don't know. Why are you always, what's going on? Every time I think that you're having like a better month, it's like you're kind of snap back into bullshit. I don't know what's going on, Taurus. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to see how all this is coming together. Ten of Swords represents endings, defeat, loss, betrayal. Now, you know I don't use the Street Priestess reversals in the Street Priestess Tarot, so there is a chance that maybe the theme of June for you is releasing of those burdens, releasing of the heaviness, the swords falling out, if you will. I hope that's the case. But it seems as if some major catastrophic disappointment is happening this month. All right, Kegel to pursue. Page of Swords. This would be research. This would be gathering information. Page of Swords represents the air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It also represents wanting to share your voice, wanting to share what you're learning. It's like, I always say, think of an intern, somebody who's like enthusiastic about learning, but also haven't really learned that much themselves. Okay, this is a great example because you guys know I work at a coffee shop part-time. So one of the girls, she's here for the summer. She's like 20. And so I basically am surrounded by a bunch of 20-year-olds this summer, which is fine if you're 20, but just follow the story for a second. So I asked her to brew another pot of coffee, and as I was working on making some drinks, and she was like, well, what is the measurement again? And I'm like, it's 7.8, 8 ounces, you know, you'll be fine. So she messaged that out. But there's another new girl who's like started a week or two after her. And so she goes, hey, come over here so I can show you how to do this, because you wanted to learn how to do this. So you do this and you do that and you do this and you do that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not even confident you knew how to do this 10 minutes ago, or not even 10. I'm not confident you knew how to do this 2 minutes ago, and you're so eager to teach a new girl. That's the energy of the Page of Swords. Okay, I just listened, and I was just like, whatever, just let her teach, because I could tell that it's important for her to feel like she's able to share her knowledge. So I just kind of let her teach the other new girl, but she ain't even really know how to do it right. So I'm like, get in your Page of Swords bag. This is about education. It's about learning. It's about making yourself more intelligent, smarter, wiser in some way, but also sharing your voice through that. Maybe that's public, maybe that's through social media, maybe that's within a community, but it could also be literally just through like assignments, work you have to do, papers, like writing, that sort of thing. I do feel though, with the energy of your reading, it is important for you to express yourself this month. In terms of Kegel's pursuit, it really, really is important for you to be expressing yourself, expressing your truth. Obstacle to overcome is Queen of Cups. That is the water sign here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Water sign energy is prevalent here. Queen of Cups also represents compassion, someone who's very emotionally available, someone who is very mothering, which is why she's pregnant in this photo, very closely tied to the Empress. Now, in the position of like obstacle to overcome, I see this more as you maybe struggling to nurture yourself, or maybe struggling to care for your emotional well-being. Or like I said, this could be somebody that you're having some sort of conflict with. I'm going to look into this a little bit further. Major accomplishment is the Tower by the end of the month. You might be looking at this and be like, bitch, this is not a major accomplishment. But actually, yes, it is. Remember, the Tower is about massive change. It is about sudden change. Upheaval, chaos. Yeah, it can be, I wanted to say unprecedented. That word would be correct. While it can be sudden and unexpected, sometimes we need sweeping change to clear out old negative energy. Okay? I'm hearing Coldplay, Up in Flames. I don't really know how the whole song goes, but it's like from one of their way older albums. And it seems like you're just kind of letting something go up in flames. Like you just, but somehow this feels like a relief to me for you. What to avoid the Magician. Now this could be someone in your life, as the Magician is sometimes seen, when the Magician is reversed, is sometimes considered a master manipulator, okay? But the Magician here is also representative of someone who's able to manifest. So I think this is more about you, at least this was what's coming through for me this month. For you, is that we're going to see what happens in your other readings as well. But this is a month where you don't need to be trying to manifest something like, let me rephrase that, because we're always manifesting. Don't be delusional in trying to manifest something that doesn't really serve you. That's what's coming through for me. Don't try to manifest something that doesn't really serve you. I've been through that plenty of times, specifically in my love life, which is why I created a whole course on Let Them Go and Flow. If that is you, if this happens to be about someone, a love interest. I've been in that place so many times, especially in the world of spirituality, where like, you know, we're allowed to believe that we could manifest your ex back or whatever. And there's a lot of people who do and can, but that you have to be in the right energy for that to actually happen. And people often miss that there's not a certain level. You have to be detached to that outcome in order for that to happen. So I'm just using that as an example because I don't know what you're going through, but what I'm saying is I have been in the position many times where I'm manifesting, praying, wishing, calling in somebody or a connection that's already ended, and I'm believing that it can turn around and it can come back and it can work because I'm a creator, a powerful creator, which is true. But again, there's too much attachment to that, you see? And when there's too much attachment to that outcome, you can't bring it in. So the people who've done that, who were able to reconcile with their ex or get back with whoever, 9 times out of 10, they were completely okay with that not happening for them. They completely made peace with, I may never get that person back in my life and it's going to be okay, but I would like that to happen. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is avoid trying to manic manifest, okay? We're not manic manifesting this month where you need something. You feel like you need to do your affirmations daily and you feel like you have to do this and you feel like you have to do that because, you know, it's very anxious energy when we're manic manifesting, and like when you feel like if I don't do my affirmations today, I'm not going to be able to get that promotion and blah, 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 blah. That's not the space we need to be in, babe. Instead, we need to embrace clarity. You need to embrace clarity this month, babe. Information, heavy emphasis on communication and clarity this month for you, Taurus. Heavy emphasis on communication and information. Ace of Swords represents ideas, aha moments, clarity of thought, emphasis on clarity of thought, and incoming new communication. Maybe information you didn't have before. But in terms of this being in the position of what to embrace, I would see this as like embrace clarity, especially if information is revealed to you this month that you didn't previously have. Embrace it for what it is and just say, you know what? I am going to take this information for what it is instead of trying to overinterpret it or make it mean something it's not. You know? I really feel like you have to take information at face value this month. I really do. Believe somebody the first time. Where to find support? Page of Pentacles. There could be a fellow earth sign that's helpful or important to you this month. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. The Page of Pentacles is also very diligent and hardworking, as he will eventually grow into the Knight of Pentacles, which is very hardworking, dedicated, and beginning to grow their wealth. The Page of Pentacles is similar but different from the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords likes to communicate. They like to share information. Page of Pentacles is about opportunity, manifesting ideas, manifesting sometimes like a business. They're eager to create and grow. They're eager to create and grow. Oftentimes you will see the Page of Pentacles described as one of the manifestor or manifestation, or business ideas oftentimes as well. And pages are often seen as the messenger cards. So whereas the Page of Swords is a messenger of information. The Page of Pentacles is a messenger of opportunity, of growth, okay? So there could be someone who comes in to deliver an offer or opportunity of business or income for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be about money, but it could be some sort of gesture that has the potential to grow. Especially, again, in relationships, I like to see the Page of Pentacles because it usually points to, when it's not reversed, somebody who is committed to doing the work, to learning how to be a good partner, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. They're eager to learn how to do something well. That would be another good contrast too. Page of Pentacles wants to learn how to do something well. Page of Swords wants to learn how to do something right. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. Page of Cups wants to learn something that feels good. Page of Wands wants to learn how to do something that inspires. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. Okay. Because they all, on some level, are learning still. They have not evolved into the Knight. They have not evolved into the Queen and King, you know, when we think of court cards. But all of that is to be broken down eventually this fall in my tarot course. So if you want to learn how to read tarot, click the link in the description below. I am gathering pre-registrants for that, okay? Let's move on to advice and encouragement, which is Two of Pentacles, which is about balance and managing your finances, managing your priorities. So this is nice and comforting because for me, by the end of the month, Taurus, even though there's going to be massive change, you will somehow find a way to balance it all out. So let's clarify a couple cards here. Definitely want to get into why the Ten of Swords is here and for your theme of the month. Hold on, something just flipped over. Ten of Cups is here, just flipped over. Behind that Six of Swords. Is there a transition within your family, your relationships? Clarify why. Theme of the month for Taurus is Ten of Swords, please. Clarify why theme of the month is Ten of Swords, please. Strength. This could be a Leo in your life. This could be something that is requiring strength, resilience. Why is Ten of Swords here, theme of the month for Taurus? Moon. Could be Pisces energy. Something's unclear. Something's foggy. Something's causing potentially anxiety, fear. One more, please. Why is Ten of Swords theme of the month for Taurus? Queen of Wands, fire sign energy again, Nine of Wands. Again, something that like is exhausting with the Nine of Wands here, perseverance, and then Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This seems like it definitely has to do with another person, perhaps another female. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands is also somebody who is very charismatic. She's very alluring. She's another manifester, right? Something has been exhausting, Taurus. And I think you're trying to figure out how to bring something to an end, or how to or even if you want to continue something or a relationship in your life. I want to clarify the Queen of Cups as your obstacle to overcome here. I want to clarify that. I'm not going to clarify too much because I do want to move on to your other readings. Hierophant here, your energy, Taurus. This is about you. Yeah, so your obstacle to overcome this month is about your emotional stability. So really prioritize your emotional well-being this month, please. That might feel difficult because it does seem like you have a lot going on, or you have a lot going on in your mind. Well, yeah, with the Ten of Wands, you have a lot going on. A lot of responsibility. I do want to clarify key goal to pursue, please. Oh, you know what's funny? Look. Ten of Wands is here, but Ten of Wands is also your back of the deck energy, right next to the Ten of Cups too, for your card. So I feel like starting off June, you already have a lot on your plate. You already have a lot on your plate. So you're just like, Whitney, I'm just trying to make it through. What else is behind that Ten of Cups? Hold on. Ten of Cups, the Sun. So things were good. things were good, but now it just feels heavy. Now it's just heavy. Why were things good? We need to look back at what I said for your May. I said, feels like you're dealing with some sort of falling out. I feel like I've been discussing you and this falling out for months now. So let me know if this is one singular situation that's one long and drawn out, or multiple scenarios, one right after another. This was for May. You're in a season of transition yet again, but I feel like the only reason this is uncomfortable is because you're not clear on what you want. Maybe addressing some deep blocks, fears, and anxiety in your love life this month. Finances are unclear, relationships are unclear because you haven't specified your desire. I feel like you're gassing yourself up to put yourself out there in some way, maybe in love, maybe in business or career. You should, of course, go back and watch the reading for May if you haven't seen it. But now, here we are in June, and you're in a position again where you're at your limit. You're at your limit of your capacity. And I don't know in what way that's manifesting for you in your relationships, in your work life, maybe both, maybe your friendships, maybe your emotional health. Maybe you don't have a reason why you know your emotional well-being is not sound right now, but you have to do the work to figure that out. Let's see what's going on in your love life, okay? So drop some comments below if that's resonating. And listen, don't try to make this reading true for you. Just see how this month unfolds, okay? Let's just see how this month unfolds, all right? Honestly, my coffee's kicking in, and like, I do feel like a little bit like a jittery little queen right now. All right, let's look. Remember, I already shuffled your cards. Yeah, babe, we're dealing with some sort of grief. I keep hearing Coldplay. Up in flames. Look up the song because I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Again, I also haven't heard that song in such a long time. Yeah, babe, this sucks. This for sure sucks. I don't know what you're going through. Back of the deck energy is the Lover's reverse. So again, heavy emphasis again on some sort of falling out or some sort of disconnection, or maybe somebody's far away from you, maybe long distance. Clarify, please. It's just oracle messages for Taurus. I got how many here? Let's look. This is, I don't think this fits. And that was too many. 4. Let me see. Let me focus. For Taurus, please. Oracle messages for Taurus, the month of June, please. I want all of them to be positive. Forgiving and learning, yeah. Taurus, month of June, please. Oracle messages for getting to know each other, okay? And let's get one more for Taurus, please. Retreat, okay. All right. Okay, Taurus, so what we have here for what to expect, we've got the 5 of Pentacles reversed and the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups represents grief, sadness, loss, whereas the 5 of Pentacles typically represents feeling abandoned, feeling left out, feeling in lack. When it is reversed, oftentimes it represents coming out of that energy. But it is next to the 5 of Cups here. So let me just take a second, because there is still some emotional heaviness here. To me, it's a message more about, even though you're coming out of this feeling of abandonment, and that's past you now, you're still hurt. You're still hurt, you know? Like, there's a relief and a healing here. There's happiness and hurt. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find an example. Like imagine needing to like find a new home suddenly. Like, let's say your home was flooded and the insurance is not covering it. Home insurance isn't covering it. Now, maybe you weren't sure how you were going to get yourself out of that situation, but you figured it out. And even though you were able to figure it out, you're no longer in need, right? Doesn't mean you're not still grieving the loss of your home. Does that make sense? Just trying to give a scenario to try to tell you how you could be moving on from a situation, but also still healing from it. It's really what it feels like to me. The unexpected here, we've got the Star and the Four of Swords, which actually is great. The Star does quite literally represent healing, rejuvenation, rebirth. Next to the Four of Swords, we've got rest and relaxation. So you may be starting off the month, Taurus, thinking that it's going to go one way and it's going to suck, or you need to, do X, Y, and Z, or something's going to be difficult, but actually it's not. In your love life this month, you are just healing, relaxing, taking a beat, taking a pause, getting yourself back together. And this might be unexpected for you because maybe you were anticipating focusing on certain things this month, but as the month unfolds, you're going to realize that it's more important for you to rest and recover emotionally. If you're single, this to me would definitely indicate that you're taking a break from dating. If you are in a committed relationship, this to me would definitely indicate that you or your partner are taking time to focus on their well-being and relaxing and resting in some way, especially if you or your partner have been like working really hard on something that's been stressful. There's a need to reset, which is why I think this retreat card is coming out. Again, especially if you're partnered, because it's like a couple that's like looking like they're going away on a honeymoon, right? It's time to disconnect from the world. So this message is interesting because sometimes it represents like needing to retreat from the situation completely, or needing to retreat with your partner, kind of like you just having that one-on-one time with your person and kind of getting lost in each other, right? So it could be very much honeymoon energy, but it could also be the need to retreat from a connection, from a person. So you decide which version is most connecting with you this month. Looking at, energy of the month, major themes here, we've got Knight of Pentacles reversed. So again, a relationship moving very, very slowly. Earth sign energy here again, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You see she's on a bicycle, typically take her time, patient, but when it's reversed, she's focused on the wrong thing. Something's moving very slowly. You, again, needing a slowdown in your love life. Eight of Pentacles is here, which does indicate wanting to do the work, wanting to make the emotional investment. But the Three of Swords is right next to it. Heartbreak, anguish, sorrow. And I'm willing to bet that this is that you or your person have invested a lot of energy into it, and now it's in a bad place. King of Swords reversed, we have air sign energy again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I'm feeling like somebody won't talk to you. Somebody won't talk to you. That's what's coming through. The King of Swords, is also, when it's reversed, is also very nasty with their words. So they can be very rude, very curt. Hermit reverse is coming up. Could be Virgo energy here. Typically needing some time alone. When it's reversed, I feel like somebody's ghosting you. I feel like somebody's leaving you on red. It is next to the Hierophant here, which does represent Taurus yet again. Higher learning, education, spiritual teacher. There's a spiritual lesson for this. I don't know if you're the one doing the ghosting or if somebody's ghosting you. I mean, obviously everybody's situation is going to be unique, but there is a very clear lack of communication happening here. And again, if you're trying to get over somebody, Taurus, check out my 7-day program. I made it for this reason, for people who are struggling to move on from a difficult connection, so that you can heal and move on faster versus ruminating in a what the fuck kind of state. Why didn't that work out? It should have worked out. I've been there so many times. I've literally been there so many times. Obviously, if you're in a committed partnership, marriage, it feels like you and your partner are going through a difficult time. You've hurt each other's feelings in some way and are needing space. To me. I'm not really saying that these, you guys are ready for a divorce, but it feels like someone is hurt deeply. Somebody is deeply hurt. And I just don't feel that either you are getting the emotional support you need, or that your partner is feeling like they're getting the emotional support they need from you. One or the other. Let's look at these oracle messages. Forgiving and learning. Okay. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And then we also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And this could even be like if you're in the early stages of a relationship of getting to know each other face, you might have stepped on somebody's toes and really hurt them, and you know, maybe that wasn't your intention, or maybe that wasn't their intention, but you're trying to learn someone new. Or maybe even if you've been together for a long time, maybe you're learning something about them that you didn't know and having to learn how to operate with them differently. Maybe then they've been through a traumatic situation that's changed them. So now you're trying to learn how they are now. All of those things can be true. What I do want to read is forgiving and learning, because I do think that's the message that you need. The romance angels have heard your desire for great love, and they bring you this card as guidance. They see that your heart can give and receive the bliss of romance by clearing away the cobwebs of the past. The angels know that you've been hurt before and that you're weary of being hurt again. Yet your defenses are creating barriers to allowing love into your life. As you heal your past, again, Star and the Four of Swords, as you heal your past, you won't keep recreating it. After all, you attract into your life the situations and relationships that remind you of what you've already experienced, because that is a primary tool of healing. To change to a healthier relationship pattern, it's necessary to detoxify any old anger, blame, or unforgiveness you may be holding. This includes forgiving yourself. If you call upon the angels and ask them to help you release and heal your past, they'll clear away the heaviness so that your heart can soar with happiness. Yeah. Yeah, babe. I mean, couldn't have said it better myself. Again, if you're struggling to get over somebody or moving on, check out my program, my 7-day program in the description box below. Let them go and flow. I've been through this so many times, and it was always hard each and every time. And it wasn't until I feel like I want to add some, I can't decide if I want to add some more videos to that program or if I want to make it free content. And my forecasts are my priority, but I've just been there a bunch of times. And it's not until you finally do the inner work that you can really understand why you're holding on, how you attracted this person into your life, and being able to really honestly assess if you still want to be obsessed with them. To be honest, really, that's the program. Like, are you really wanting to stay obsessed with this person? Like, really, like, let's really look at this, you know? Because I've been in that situation so many times where I'm like obsessed with somebody, and I'm, you know, because I have an anxious attachment style, which it's not wrong to have an anxious attachment, secure attachment, or avoidant. You just need to learn your type so you can learn how to operate. And once you learn your attachment type, then you can like have this freedom, right? And so for me, if a situation didn't work out, I obsess and I'm like, well, why didn't it work out? And I attach and I latch on, and most often with an avoidant. And it just is like an unhealthy cycle. But when you really can take a step back and look at it and be like, why am I even obsessed with this motherfucker? Why am I even tripping? Like, he ain't even, you know? Check it out. I hope it's helpful. Let's go ahead and move on to your career and finances, okay? Let's move on. I'm hearing 3LW. I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. Looking at your pages, seeing different numbers and numbers. Play it, please. No, I'm not the one. Say it again. Oh! You do or you don't. What? You do or you don't. You will or you won't. No more. Baby, I'ma do right. What? I just wanna know what happened to our love. We used to be best friends. Where did it go wrong? When you gonna see how good it is with me? I'm tired and I'm through with all your listen, baby. I don't remember the rap part. I don't remember the rap, but hopefully y'all remember. But that song just came through. So I don't know what you're dealing with, Taurus, but apparently you're tired of dealing with somebody's broken promises. All right, let's move on. Career and finances. Here we go. Yeah, major transformation. I mean, we already knew that based on your monthly forecast. Oracle messages for Taurus, please, for June. Star is here again, so I want you to write that card down. That's a card I want you to meditate on this month. The Star, hope, faith, rejuvenation is here again. What do you have for Taurus, please? For their career and their finances, please. Taurus. For this month, any guidance for Taurus this month? Okay, did y'all see them come out? Okay, let me see what these are. Okay, I like this. I like this. All right, here we go. So Taurus, beginning of June, we've got Two of Swords reversed and Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles typically represents a new opportunity. When it is reversed, it usually represents either a missed opportunity or an opportunity that you passed up on, okay? Something that you didn't want to invest in, something that didn't take root the way you wanted to or expected to. We have the Two of Swords here, which represents indecision, but it is reversed. So this tells me that you made a decision. Again, so you either made a decision in your career and finances at the beginning of June or whenever you're hearing this, or will soon, early in June, to not move forward with a job, an opportunity, or a promotion or investment. You're finally making a decision about that, or somebody's finally making a decision about you, right? I think it's you making the decision, but it could be somebody making the decision about you. The unexpected. You want to see what's out there. Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Remember I said the Page of Wands wants to learn how to inspire. The Page of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but also willing to create, willing to explore, willing to see what else is out there. They want to find themselves through experiencing the world. The 10 of, I've never described it that way. That's really interesting, but that's just what came through for your reading. To find themselves through exploring the world. Yes, very Sagittarius energy if I had to choose. 10 of Pentacles here, which is typically about legacy, wealth building, having money and opportunity, more than enough. When it is reversed, I think you're trying to find more ways of building wealth and income for yourself, Taurus. Because I don't think you're happy with like what you have. You're trying to find new ways to build wealth, to build income, maybe passive income or what have you. Okay. Unexpectedly this month. I'm going to address a couple cards with that. Some of the oracle cards that came out were new money. Love to see that here. New money, something will be very, something new you've been working on will be very profitable. You should consider creating a new source of income. You should consider creating a new source of income. If you have a money-making idea, do it. So definitely if you have an idea, run with it. Remember what to embrace. Ace of Swords, new ideas, new clarity, aha moments. If you have an idea this month, especially one that can generate money, this would be the time to move forward with it. Especially, I think we have some astrological support for you that way as well. I can't really explain what astrological support right now, but a few of the astrologists I followed make me feel like June is like a really good time for starting new projects and new ventures. All right, gift coming up as well. Someone might give you a gift, lend you money, or help you in some way. You could get a cash bonus at work. You have natural talents, gifts, and abilities just waiting to be discovered. Explore them. Okay. Let's move on to theme of the month, energy of the month, career and finances. It could also be, sorry, just trying to interpret this for other things before I move on. It could also be Taurus. I don't know where you are in your life cycle here, but the Page of Wands typically does represent somebody young. So it could even be Taurus. Maybe if you're older, that like this would be maybe the month that one of your kids finally move out the house. This would be the time that maybe one of your kids finally go to college, or maybe they decide they're not going to college and they're going to go to trade school, or they don't want to go into the family business. Like, you know, it could be like that message, something similar to, it may not be directly about you, but something around something that affects your finances or your family in some way, or your income. That, just want to make sure I addressed that. Maybe because somebody wants to follow their gift, right? Maybe they don't want to go into the family clothing business. They want to go into making artwork, you know? All right. Theme of the month. The star reversed here again. There is definitely a message here of like losing faith. The star also represents Aquarius energy in case an Aquarius is important in your life. Hope, faith, rejuvenation, wishing on a star. When it's reversed, you're losing faith. It is right next to the tower though. So whenever the star and the tower are next to each other, usually the tower is first, then the star. But whenever they're next to each other, it represents like healing after a catastrophic event. Now, this is also the second time you have the tower in your reading. Remember, tower is your major accomplishment. Sudden change, upheaval, chaos, right? There is a need to restore and heal yourself after a traumatic and chaotic event. Queen of Pentacles is here. Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Needing independence, needing very like working mom energy. I always think of the Queen of Pentacles as the working mom. I can't wait to create my tarot deck one day because I think I'm definitely going to put a working mom on the Queen of Pentacles. Like I want it to be a very clear image of a mom coming home, taking off her heels and like her bag. Like that to me is the Queen of Pentacles, like embracing her kids. That to me is Queen of Pentacles. She just went to work, handled work. Now she's home enjoying the kids, you know? So we got Queen of Pentacles here, which typically represents financial independence and security, but also someone who is able to nurture and hold space for others. Nine of Wands reversed. Again, really, really losing faith, really losing hope here. Like you're exhausted. I'm really sorry for all the noise. Really sorry for all. I don't know who and what deliveries are happening right now at the most inconvenient time. I said to myself, and I should do it soon, I have a piece of like soundproofing material that I had when I was doing voiceover recording. And I said I wanted to put it in this window so that I can block out some sound. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Anyway, hopefully that's a little quiet now. As I was saying, Nine of Wands is typically about resilience, but when it's reversed, it represents kind of like not really sure if you want to keep going, but usually it is a sign to keep going because you've made it this far, you know? Don't want the work you've invested to be pointless. Knight of Cups reversed. So again, dealing with maybe a love interest here, that maybe someone's losing interest, maybe you're losing interest in something regarding your work. A lot of times, again, the Knight of Cups can relate to emotional fulfillment. You could not just be feeling a project or a relationship, and maybe that's affecting your finances. And then we have the Death card here. Transformation, rebirth, rejuvenation, not rejuvenation, change and transformation, endings and new beginnings. The Death card does represent sign of Scorpio. What is happening? Like, I need to understand what is going on. I lost a little puff. Whoops, it's probably in my tints. Hold on, let me find it. It was indeed in my bits. It's just lawn work. Just lawn care that hopefully they finish soon. Okay. Let's talk about some other things here. I want to talk about destiny because these cards look really similar. Look at that. Believe in your dreams and passions is calling you to follow them. Whatever led you to this point in your life, it was to direct you to your higher purpose. New exciting adventures await you. Don't look back, only to the future. Emphasis on don't look back, only to the future. Because remember, you start out the month with a Six of Cups, which is looking back, looking to the past. Time to be future focused, babe. Whatever didn't work, let it crumble, let it fall apart. Whatever led you to this point in your life, it was to direct you to your higher purpose. And I don't know what you're going through, but I know you're probably like, Whitney, surely that wasn't part of the divine plan. You never know, maybe it was. And you usually don't know it was until you get to that point of like, oh, this is why I had to go through X, Y, Z. We also have the artist. Focus on finding the beauty in your day-to-day life. The artist can be a photographer, painter, film, graphic artist, or web designer. If you can't make a living with your art full-time, start part-time, just get started. I also love this too with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can definitely be an artist as well. Just think of like, again, when I create my tarot deck, the Knight of Cups will be like, he will be like a poet at an open mic. Like, he will be doing spoken word, serenading, like his lover with poetry at an open mic. Like, that would be the Knight of Cups to me. Anyway, let's look at your oracle message. Now, the one that fell out was Strength, Angel of Strength. I'm going to read the upright and the reverse position because, like I said, it kind of was upright, but it fell out reversed. So I do think this is a month that you need some strength, Taurus. Here we go. Personal power and inner strength. This amazing angel brings the news that this is a time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive, but to speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You are capable of taking greater control, directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. Inner strength and unlimited resources and resourcefulness flow through you at this time, helping you to create real results. Call upon this wonderful angel and your own inner resourcefulness to bring you the focus and resolve to do what's necessary in order to make your dreams a reality. Here's a reverse message. This card reverse indicates that you are not perceiving the truth of your own power. Perhaps you're even seeing yourself as weak or ineffectual. The situation you find yourself in may seem overwhelming, but you absolutely do have the strength to see it through to a successful outcome. The reverse message is definitely for you this month. Don't fall into any old patterns of giving your power away. When you let others define you or make decisions on your behalf, you take yourself out of the picture of your own destiny creation. Meditate on the brilliant, vibrating light of this angel and recall the eternal power that surges through your life. It's time to take back control. Yeah, the affirmation is, deep within me is an abiding strength that knows no bounds. I have all the power I need to achieve all that I want. I feel that for you, Taurus. I do feel like you've given your power away, and that is what's making you feel like you want to give up. Like you want, like, you know, with the Knight of Wands here, Nine of Wands here, you're just like, fuck. I do think, though, this Queen of Pentacles, I don't think this is you. I think somebody's encouraging you. I do think there is somebody in your life who's helping you not give up. It does feel like it could be connected to a connection that's ending, but you're just going to have to embrace this change. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. I don't think there's anything you should do about it except focus on healing yourself. I don't want you to be manifesting and trying to reverse whatever happened. Just trust that it needed to happen. I know that could be, I don't know what your situation is, so that could really be easier said than done, but I hope this is helpful, Taurus. I love you so much. Drop some comments below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next sign. Bye. I can never find the exit button. Ever.